I'm Dr. Deb Butler, and you are listening to Thinner Peace and Menopause and Beyond. This is episode number 388.
Welcome to Thinner Peace and Menopause and Beyond. This is Dr. Deb Butler, Master Life and Weight Coach, and as always, your coach. If you're a woman and you're smart and you're successful and you've been struggling with weight your whole life, and now menopause is making it harder than ever, and you are ready to make this the last time you ever have to go on a diet again, then this podcast is for you. Stay tuned.
Well, hello, all my dear friends all over the world. And of course, you know, I mean all over the world. And there's so much that I would love to talk to you about, even though you're all over the world and can't talk back to me. But I want to talk to you about something that I think is very interesting, and I also have a solution to what I'm thinking about. So I know for most of you who are listening to this podcast, you're probably a woman, you're probably in menopause, you have probably been trying to lose weight your whole life, and probably at this point you're thinking menopause is making it harder than ever. And if that is you, then this episode that I'm talking about, not only this podcast, but this episode is really for you. Because I think there's a difference between people who work with anybody who's trying to lose weight and people like me, experts like me, who are working within a very specific niche of menopause. And the reason I think that's so important, because I think that menopause adds something that could be harmful and challenging, or it could be freeing and helpful. And of course, I want it to be, and I want you to see it as more freeing and helpful, of course. And the reason for this is because the people that I work with that are just like me, because for me, it wasn't until my 50s when, number one, I was not as thrilled with my career as a chiropractor as I had been, and I wanted to do something different. Not to mention that I wasn't sleeping, I was crabby. There were a lot of things going on inside of me that was also making it very, very difficult as a Weight Watcher, because that was the way I would lose weight, is I was a lifetime Weight Watcher member. And whenever I would gain my weight back, I would go back to Weight Watchers and lose my weight. And when my weight was off, I would stop the diet plan of Weight Watchers. And I guess the way I would put it is I would be free to eat whatever I wanted because I was at the weight that I wanted, which only led to gaining the weight back and going back to Weight Watchers as a lifetime member and doing whatever their new diet plan was to lose the same weight that I had gained. And that is what I did for 30 years. And if you're like me in that regard, and you're also in menopause now, I have some very happy news for you, is that if you're ready to get off of this roller coaster of gaining and losing weight, then I think I do have the solution, because I figured it out for myself. And I think I have to be cautious when I say that, because I don't know that one size fits all. And I don't know that I'm the right coach for everybody and anybody. But I do know that if you're out there and you're listening to me, and what I'm saying to you resonates within your body, then this probably is the right process, and I probably am the right coach, because your body is talking to you and telling you that, which leads me to talking about your body. Our bodies talk to us, and our bodies talk to us through emotions. which are basically vibrations in your body that you can feel. And when you're connected to those vibrations, they tell you what to do and they tell you what not to do. Now, if you're a woman who's been struggling with weight your whole life, and now menopause is making it harder than ever, then you are a woman that would probably at this point want to work with me if you're in menopause and you've been struggling for 20 and 30 years. Because the problem is that how you've been trying to lose weight your whole life that all of a sudden you find isn't working anymore isn't because it's how you're trying to solve the problem that isn't working, even though you believed, as I believed, well, all I have to do is go to Weight Watchers and I'll lose the weight that I gained. The problem is how I went about doing it, is that I thought, follow a diet, stop the diet. Follow the diet, stop the diet. Which means that I had no clue or no connection to what was actually going on in my body at all. And the first time that I heard this question when I started my coaching career from the only weight loss coach I had ever met in my whole life, she asked this one simple question that changed my life because it changed my career and it changed the way I looked at food for the rest of my life, and it changed the way I look at my body. And here's the question: why do you eat when you're not hungry? It is such a simple question. And you know what? When I first heard that question, it was like, what? It's like an alien came from outer space to ask a question and wasn't speaking in my language. I had no idea what it was. But it put me on a totally different trajectory of how I view food and how I view my body and how I manage my mind and my thinking. And that, my sweet listeners, is what I have to offer you now, is a different approach to how you handle food, to how you handle your body, and to how you handle your mind via your emotions. Because here's the thing: when you're in menopause, here are some facts. As you've been leading up to menopause, your metabolism has been changing for years. It's been slowing down, which only means that your appetite is not as big as it once was. Which means if you've been connecting to your appetite, which means connecting to your body, connecting to your belly, you know that, and you notice that you're eating less because you don't need as much because your body doesn't want it. And for many people, if you can do that, you may not see weight gain in menopause. Now, you may also be a woman who's always been connected to her body and knows exactly what I'm talking about. And then menopause hits and you're having a problem gaining weight. I am not as much the solution for you for that as I am to the woman who's been doing something her whole life and trying to keep doing the same thing that never was good for her body, that really never worked, only that it helped her lose weight, but kept her on a roller coaster. That's the woman. If that's you, and now menopause is making it harder than ever to use those tricks, then this podcast and me as your coach is perfect. Because listen, there is a better way. Number one, I certainly believe that you can eat a non-nutritious food, cookies, potato chips, alcohol, and be at a weight that you want without a mind that goes crazy every time you eat those foods because it tells you I shouldn't be eating it, it's off my diet, which makes you want to do things with those foods, overeat, overdrink, overconsume, which creates over desire, and you don't even realize it. As opposed to the way I teach you, I call this a joy eat, that you actually can mindfully learn how to eat those foods, enjoy every bite, stop the minute that you're done, and not have any bad feelings about doing it, and also feeling like you're controlling the food and the food is not controlling you. But if you've been doing what I was doing my whole life and you're on a roller coaster, you do not have that relationship with those kind of foods. And it's either all or nothing. You're either eating it and gaining weight, or you've restricted it because that's how you lose weight, which always makes you want it more, desire it more, but you don't know what to do with it when you eat it. That is part of what my thinner peace process is. And I call it thinner peace because I don't want you to just lose weight. I don't want to just teach weight loss. I want to teach you how to have peace inside your brain and inside your body around food and your body for the rest of your life. And I think if you've listened to enough of my podcasts, you've heard many of the tools that I use to work with that. Now, here's the exciting news if you haven't heard. I'm doing a 3-day course starting September 25th, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, an hour every day, where I will be working with you if you come. Not only will I be teaching you a tool and talking about things like why are you overeating in nighttime only, or what's the problem, what happens to you when you go out on a celebration or you go on a vacation. I teach you how to manage your mind so you don't lose your mind. And the basic concept that I'll teach in this class is why do you eat when you're not hungry, and how to eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full. 3 days, 3 different lessons. It will change your brain. So, of course, I call it train your brain. That's what I called it before. But really, what I mean is jumpstart that. Let's get that brain going. Let's get that brain out of that normal neural pathway of I'm either on or I'm off, because that is part of what the brain does. Oh, we're free today. We're off. I want to teach you what true freedom is, for you to believe that you can eat whatever you want. That doesn't mean you're going to go around eating bonbons all day long just because you think it. Usually what it means when you can really take that thought and wear it and believe it is you don't want bonbons anymore. All of a sudden, the desire for these foods go down. And that's just one of many tools that I teach. But 3 days with me, I think, can help jumpstart your brain, help train your brain, and change some of those neural pathways to the things that I've been talking about that you may have been doing your whole life if you're anything like I was. So if this sounds interesting to you, and it should, because like, what do you have to lose? It's very inexpensive. It's 1 hour a day for 3 days with me. And it's a whole lot more information than just a podcast. And also, it's when I will be opening the doors again to the next group program that I will be offering, my Thinner Peace and Menopause program, which is mind-blowing for people who have done it. And I just want to read you something from one of my clients who just finished this program, who took a course just like I'm offering you, what she has to say now. She writes a lot, but this is all I want to say, is what a journey this summer has been for me. I feel alive again. Your tools make this personal journey so doable. Again, thank you so much for your insight, love, and support. I look forward to continue to use all the tools for life. Again, your class has opened up my heart and soul. What a beautiful way to live. I love and appreciate you. It's a beautiful letter to get. So what I'm saying to you, when you're on the totally other end of where she is now, but she was where you are now, is this is available to you. I'm not just talking about losing weight. I'm talking about changing your brain and seeing your life in a totally different way and using menopause as a mechanism for transformation for everything. This sounds good. Go to drdebbutler.com/jump, JUMP. You can sign up, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. And of course, you know I would never end this podcast without saying to you, wherever you go and whatever you do, please, please, please be very, very kind to yourself, and I will be loving it to see you next week. Bye-bye.
If you're loving my podcast and you would like some more information to be able to follow along with, then please go to drdebbutler.com/change, and you can get a free copy of my companion book that goes with this podcast that I refer to in many different episodes. That is drdebbutler.com/change, CHANGE.